Good morning from Family Outings TV here at Beamish, the Living Museum. Beamish is a living museum, so by that what we mean is that there is the people who work here dress and act in the way of the time, and it has various different areas in the museum. So you've got the Pit Village, where I am currently. We have a 1900s town. You've also got a farm. And you do have a few other areas. Now today is actually the Christmas parade day, so we're going to have a look at that. We came here last year and the Christmas parade was great. Santa, some old vehicles, old style vehicles from 1900s, early 1900s onwards, and then you have the bandstand where there's some brass bands playing Christmas music, really good atmosphere. Unfortunately the weather's not the best today. With this camera, it is limited in the rain, so I'm going to try and do as much filming as possible. But we're going to head down to the Pit Village, because first tip of the day, if you like pork pies, as soon as you get to Beamish, head down to the Pit Village, grab yourself a pork pie and set you up for the day. If you've had a pork pie, comment below, let me know what you think. If you've had a pork pie since watching this video, comment below. Let me know what you think. They are really good pork pies, freshly baked on site, nice and hot when you get them. So we'll have a look at one of them as well, because I do like my food. We'll head down there, have a look at that, and then we'll have a look at the rest of the Pit Village. So let's go. Right, so here we are in the Pit Village with pork pie in hand. Now, if you ever come to Beamish, as aforementioned, you need to get a pork pie. Look at this beauty. It's a nice chunky pork pie, pastry nice and thick, and it's hot, baked fresh on the day. Let's have a bite. Oh yeah. If you like pork pies, good pastry, meat, hot, come to Beamish, get your pork pie, set you up for the day. Beautiful. Now I'm going to finish this off and then we'll go have a tour of the Pit Village. Bye. Right, so here we are in the Pit Village school. You can see, I'm going to flip it around. You can see all the old style desks and chairs. Give this a flip. At times throughout the year as well, it might be today, they will have actors in here, and we might have a sing-along, sort of Christmas sing-alongs. In the room just opposite, which you've just seen the clip of, we've obviously got a fireplace and some themed workers there in the old costumes. I'll have a walk through again. You can have a look. And then you can have a look in this room here again. As I say, you have all the staff dressed in the clothes from the time. And if you want to ask them any questions about the time, they always have the answers. Let's have a look in this room here. They've decorated this with some banners, some Christmas wreaths you'll have seen along the way as well. Got the old basins here. And cloak rooms. Just a nice touch there with the hula hoops. If you go into the playground as well here, I think you can get round this way. Let's have a look. Yep, they usually have. Don't know if there's any out today with it being raining. No, they don't, but usually they have some sort of you know, things for the kids to play with from the time period. It's really good in the summer. It's usually really busy out here, but obviously at the moment it's spitting a little bit. So we're gonna go have a walk over to the mine, and with the mine you can actually go down the mine, and they'll tell you some information about that. I'll see if I can I'll go and have a little try and film a little bit as well.
Right. Yeah, as soon as you got to the coal phase, so this is when your 8-hour day would finally start. Yeah, though your travelling time wasn't a part of your shift. So in a small pit like this, yeah, you would be walking at least 2 miles to get in. Yeah, the roadways, yeah, were only high enough to get ponies in as well. Yeah, so 4'6" was that standard roadway height, and it's so known locally as horse height. You know, men and lads could work in any height really. Yeah, though an average coal seam in Durham was only 2'6", so you worked on your knees. Yeah, the lower seams were 18 inches, or 1.5 foot. It's about the same size as this property. Yeah, though if you had to work in a roadway only this size, so you were just lying on your side, there you would get to your section, there you would take your tools, just tie those to your feet, and now you could start to crawl. Yeah, though you would hope and pray that your shovel didn't turn. So if it did, so the shovels they're quite wide, so if it turned, you would get wedged in between within that section. So you got to try to keep those tools flat as you crawl to the face. Yeah, when you're in there, you're just on your side, you're right up against the coal. In the Durham coal field, a lot of miners were 5'3" or under. They were known as the small men of Durham. But you would think, why wouldn't the height of the roadways for doing that cost too much? So they would only heighten the roadways for the ponies. That's why roadways were 4'6" or lower than that. It just keeps the costs down, that's all. There was no profit in stone. So you think, weren't people smaller? Kind of. But the biggest miner in Durham was 6'7". And he worked in Burns Pit in Stanley. He was called John Thomas Lambert. And his son was killed in the Burns disaster in 1909. But there's a picture of him in the exhibitions. Monkey drill was used. You would work about 6 to about 9 holes in, using black powder to then bring the coal down. Though back then, miners did their own shot firing. You also had to pay for the powder as well, so everything was accounted for. Everything would come off your wages. But miners did prefer to use it, as it makes that job that little bit easier. You could fill more tubs using gunpowder than what you could just by hand.
So there you have it, the pit experience. Obviously there was a few clips there going down the pit, few clips of explanations and height restrictions and things that the miners in the time had to put up with. It was horrible, really, to be honest. You're looking at just over 4 foot height. A lot of the time it was below 3 foot, digging coal. Not great equipment, not great safety. So it's a really good experience to go and try to understand the history of the pit village. Definitely recommend it if you do come here. As I say, you do get a tour guide who tells you all the information about conditions and things, and yeah, really informative. If you have any questions or anything, they're always there and happy to answer. So yeah, I think we'll move on now. Have a little walk into here. I have seen this working some days as well, so they'll have it powered up, showing you how the lifts used to work to transport the coal. It's not always on, might be on today. Have a look. I can hear somebody, so we'll have a look in here. It tells you how the lifts used to work, conditions.
Thinking that all miners were in a low camp conditions. Well, it wasn't really like that. For example, the East Durham collies were different. They've got their low coal seams as well to contend with, but generally as you went further east towards the coast, the seams got higher, often exceeding 6 feet. In fact, a collie of mine were a coal seam in one of them East Durham collies, coastal collies, 12 feet high. It's no wonder once they reached the deeper seams of East Durham that the collies of West Durham were closing, because there was definitely nothing like that around here. Realistically, here in West County Durham, the highest you normally hope to get would be approximately 4 foot 6 inches. That measures to the top of that support there. And if you go down our drift line, they've got a coal seam like that down there for you. But really for West County Durham, that was as good as you would get. That's a high coal seam. If you were on that one, you're a happy giver. Most of them were lower. In fact, statistically, here in West County Durham, 4 out of every 5 of the coal seams worked were no higher than 2 foot 10 inches. And that measures to the top of that support there. 4 to 5 coal seams that height or lower. And from there, they worked them down to 18 inches. And just occasionally, dropping slightly below that.
So here we are at the Pit Village Chapel. Let's go in, have a look. So as mentioned before, earlier in the video, there is transport throughout Beamish. You can get traditional transport in the bus that we're looking at now, and I will show you the tram line later. But again, if you do struggle to walk, there is plenty of ways to get around. You've got the buses, you've got the trams, and there is wheelchair adapted trams and buses as well. So if you've got a wheelchair, you can still get the trams and buses. Obviously you do have to wait a bit longer because it's not every tram or bus, but you can still get around if you're in a wheelchair on the trams and buses, which is great.
No, well, these are real pit cottages that came from a town called Billingham. There was more than one pit. And each of the cottages tells a different story about someone who might have lived in the pit in 1913. And this is my house, and I live here with my husband and my 2 sons. And my sons have their bedroom upstairs, and my husband and I sleep in the parlour. And my husband's got a really important job at the pit. He's the winding man. You know what that means? No? Well, if you look across to the pit, not the mine that you walk into, the actual pit, if you look, you'll see a wheel. And the wheel controls the cages. And the cages are what remain and go down to the pit and back when the coal is in. And also where the coal comes in.
which I'm hoping to make for Christmas, but I've not made it before, so I'm just trying it today. But I don't have a nice glass dish, but we're not that posh. So I'm cooking on the fire. Yeah, it's good. Put it in a light.
Yeah. No, you don't have that. Hey? Yeah.
That's melting without even being on the phone.
Snapped in half. Sorry. That didn't cost anything. But we wouldn't have these colours in 1900. It'd be all dark colours like my skirt.
Granny's got some, hasn't she?
And
At the farm.
and all jackets. And women never showed their ankles in 1900s. It was disgusting. I don't know what, let's see if they come back now. Right, so if you want to make a little map for your bedroom, you want to do some patterns, get a pan lid and draw some circles or some little squares. Cut your little t-shirt the size of your finger. There's your peg, anything with a point. Make a hole, put the end in, and make another hole, and put the other end in. Then you turn it over, and you pull them both together. You don't even have to knot it. So you have a go now.
So another tip of the day, the Pit Village chip shop gets extremely busy. I would recommend getting there 15 minutes, half an hour before it opens. Otherwise you're going to be looking at around about an hour's wait to get fish and chips. Just give you a little flip around to have a look at the chip shop and the queue at the moment. Look at the queue here. We're at 11:45 now, and this is the queue. They advise that once you get to this door, you're looking about 45 minutes. So you're looking now, it's only been open, I think half an hour or so, and you're looking over an hour's wait for fish and chips. I do know I think it's 2020, it might be 2021, there is a new chip shop opening, a second chip shop in the 1950s town, and that should help ease the pressure on that chip shop. However, I know those fish and chips are cooked on coal, and it does give them a bit of extra flavour. So obviously I don't think they'll be doing that in the 1950s town, so you still might get those queues once the 1950s town opens up. So we'll keep you posted on that one on our other future vlogs. Hopefully should help with the queues, but if you are planning on getting the fish and chips, they are really nice. I'd probably recommend getting there as early as possible. Okay, go have a look in the stables now, give you a few have a look in the stables down here in the Pit Village, look at the pit ponies, and then we're going to head over to the fairground, and then over to the 1900s town, ready for the Christmas parade. So let's get going. Here we are, some of the pit ponies. All the equipment here. I can hear brass bands, so I'm going to go and try and investigate that. Do love brass bands, especially at Christmas. I think they might be in another chapel over here. Go have a look. Right, so here we are down at the fairground area. You might be able to hear in the background some dogs barking. Those are actually huskies, and they're going to be part of the Christmas parade. So you can go over, the owners are there, you can give them a stroke with your, obviously if your kids want to come along, kids can give them a stroke. So we'll go over, have a look, give it a flip this around now, just have a little look at the tent. This is only available on the Christmas parade day, so if you're looking to do this again, you're going to look at November next year, 2020. But they're here, they were here last year, they're here this year. I would assume that they're going to be here next year, and as I say, they form part of the Christmas parade. So you'll see them later in the vlog. Hello. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Gorgeous, gorgeous dogs.
That's what it is.
So the other part, Beamish, which is here all year round, is the old style fairground. The rides do tend to change seasonally, and also, for example, at the moment, I'll show you in a second, there's an ice ring that tends to change to an ice ring or a sand pit, something along those lines. But this area is quite nice for the kids. Come here for half an hour to an hour, have a little play on the rides and play on some games. So I'll flip it around. You can see here as well, this is an old style bus. This is where Santa Claus is going to end up later and turn on the Christmas lights. Obviously the weather at the moment is not the best, but you know what, you dress for the occasion and you create your own fun, so it'll be a good day. We're about an hour away from the procession now. Here you got the old style carousel with the old style music. Let's go see how much that is actually. Let's have a look. So it's an extra for the park. Just have a look. I'm not too sure. I think it's between £1 or £2 for the carousel, and the boats are £1. And then you've also, if you have a look over here, you've got some games for the kids to play. So you've got knock the coconut off, 3 balls, throw the balls into the mouths there, drop the balls into the relevant slot to win a prize, and then hook a ring and you win some lollies there. So that's just 50p, nice for the kids. I'm not sure how this recording's looking. I've got a little bit of water on the lens, so I'll turn this off in a second. Just have a quick look at the ice ring. Here you go. It's pretty cool. This is here all Christmas, I believe, so up until New Year. So here we are in the 1900s village. Loads of things here. It looks amazing at the moment with the Christmas lighting. I'm just going to do a flip around. 1 second, so you centre that. Yeah, do a flip around. You can see some of the Christmas decorations, which are obviously going to be here till I still think till around about New Year, actually, randomly. So we'll do a flip. Have a look here. It's really Christmassy atmosphere here. I don't know if you can hear the music in the background, the Christmas music. Got some, I don't know if you just saw them there. Got the old school police officers there. It's pretty cool. Got the old pub. At the end of the street there, you can see the Christmas tree. We'll walk down there. We'll go over there in a second. The bandstand, there's some a brass band about to play some Christmas carols, which is always great. As I say, you got the pub just to the left. Here on the right hand side, this is convenience store. You can see how things were, the prices of things during the time period. In here you've got the print shop, Daily Mail, Daily Echo, sell stationery there. Here we've got some of the brass band, I believe. Now this always gets popular as well. I'd recommend expecting to queue maybe 15-20 minutes to get some old school sweets in there. And at the back of there as well, hopefully I'll be able to pop through in just a moment. They do make sweets as well for you to see how they're made, or how they were made back in the time period. Right hand side here, got the motor museum, or the motor shop as such. Show some of the old motors from the time. And now here we've got the Christmas tree at the end of the street, and that's just in front of the bank. And you can go in the bank, you can go down into the vaults, which is always good for the kids. Nice little Christmas tree. And then on the right hand side you've got photographers. You can get your picture taken in old period clothing. And then at the end of here, if you've not been before, there's a lovely bakery. Now in the last year, it used to just sell maybe quite a limited amount of items, but it has upped its items that it sells. And again, you're going to queue about 15-20 minutes there. I'll just go and peek through the window now, and you can kind of see how it looks, the what people are wearing, and kind of things that are for sale. But they are really nice and they're reasonably priced as well. So let's just go have a look. So we're up here now. I'm just trying to have a peek in. Let's see if we can spot anyone giving me the glare when I walk in this door. It's always a fun game to play.
Okay, can you put that in the bag?
Comment below if you saw any. But yeah, you can see all the old costumes. You've got gingerbreads, plum cake, ginger stars. So if you're wanting to come here, again, it's not over the top. You're going to expect to maybe queue for about 15-20 minutes, especially on this day, which is the Christmas launch parade. It's a lot busier than usual, to be honest. So yeah, you're going to queue a lot. This is where the parade's going to come down. I'm going to try and find my spot. And yeah, you can have a look at the parade, and then we'll go around some of the shops and the dentist and the bank that I've just mentioned. We'll go inside and take a look.
Just get some fun. Is it in the banana? too far into the road, sweetheart.
We'll back a little bit.
Let's keep bouncing a wee bit back.
Well, we can't eat people in front of us now.
Hi, Santa Claus! Santa Claus!
Right, so that was the Christmas parade. Good. I mean, it's nice. Plenty of vehicles on there, olden vehicles, steam engines, old fire engines. So there was a lot to see. Only thing I have a bit of beef with is this a Christmas parade? You make your mind up, comment below. I mean, there was Father Christmas and Mrs. Claus on there, but it wasn't very Christmassy themed. That's my only observation. I really enjoyed it. It was really good, but I just think maybe they could do a little bit more around that. Could do more Christmas music, certainly, because in between kind of vehicle types and things, it was just people waiting. There wasn't any sort of mood or atmosphere. That's my personal opinion. I mean, comment below what you think from the video. But it's definitely worth coming to see, 100%. I just think either they need to drop the Christmas part of it and do it maybe in the summer, and remove obviously by the Christmas, or they need to make it more Christmassy, because I didn't think it was that Christmassy. But still, nonetheless, it was a really good parade. I enjoyed watching it. I'm just going to head over now to some of the buildings here in the 1900s town. We're going to the dentist, have a little look in there, and then we'll go have a look at the steam engine as well. The steam engine is actually free of charge, so you can get a little trip on a steam train. Just goes one way then comes back. It's about a 5-minute ride. It is free of charge. It's included in your entry price, and it's a nice little time to rest your legs, so to speak. 5 minutes, kids will enjoy it. Rest your legs, get going again. So yeah, come join me off to the dentist, and then we'll do the steam train.
Why do you think it's red? So if something's blood on it, you won't see the blood. Would you want to sit in the chair with a cut blood stain? You would not want to put it in red, so you can't see. So it's a shunt for an extraction. If anybody wanted pain relief, I can offer you nitrous oxide. This is 3 and 6 plus a shoulder tooth. In 1913, roughly 4 out of every 100 people who get gastro are not going to wake up. I can offer you cocaine. I use more cocaine than anything else. 4 shillings a shot. Do you want cocaine, sir? Do you have a dental problem? You can go to the chemist and buy it across the counter. Cocaine is legal. It only became illegal as it was before.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, I'm sure.
Right, that was some footage there of the steam train. Quite cool because you can stand on top of the bridge, get covered in steam. Kids love it. But as I say, that's free of charge. So if you wanted to go on that, just 5 minutes long, and yeah, you don't have to pay. So we're just heading up now to the farm. There's a farm on site. I'm not sure how much will be out for us to see today because it is pretty bad weather. It's been raining all day, but we'll have a look, and I'll meet you at the top of this hill because I am tired, getting out of breath. Need to go to the gym.
Thank you.
So if you're thinking of getting some food here for the kids, you'll have seen there a menu which was $3.95, and basically you can just mix and match things up to 16 points. So look quite good, not bad value, about a little bit better than standard for value. and to be honest, I must admit, in regards to food value here at Beamish, it does tend to be on the more reasonable side than a lot of attractions. I mean, it is still more priced than your standard shops that you go to, but for example, a cup of tea is £1.65. That pork pie earlier was £2.50. I mean, in other attractions I've been to, you're going to be looking maybe for a cup of tea the £2.20 odd mark, and you're probably looking at that pork pie would have been probably £3.50. So it is a bit better value for food, so that's always a good thing. And the only thing I would say is maybe they could do with a few more food outlets, but I know they are addressing that issue with the new 50s town that's opening. Sometimes the restaurant up in the 1900s town can get quite busy. Fish and chips, you're going to be looking about an hour wait, and then after that you're kind of limited to kind of sandwiches and snacks, kind of biscuits and things like that. So they are addressing it. Looking forward to seeing what the 1950s town looks like. I think they've probably noticed that's maybe one area they're a bit short food, and they have actually tried to address that in this Christmas event. I've never seen them selling hot dogs by the bandstand. That was good. They were also selling hot drinks by the tram stop in the 1900s town. Again, I've never seen that happen. So they were kind of adding to capacity today, which was always good. And again, it is reasonably priced, so that's always good. So we're here at the farm. It's awful weather. Let's go take a look at some animals. Right, so that's it from Beamish here today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. We've been through a lot in the video today, but there is still things at Beamish that we haven't covered in the video today, like Santa's Grotto, the 50s village. Those things are great. Again, the weather hasn't been the best today, so we've tried to do as much as we can. The parade is really good. Obviously the pit village, really good. 1900s town. We didn't really go into a lot of the shops and things there. We just went into the dentist, but there is more things to look at there. And also during the Christmas period there is different events on as well, so have a look on their website page, the Beamish website page. Go to the events tab and you can have a look at kind of different events that are on over the Christmas period. Usually the kind of small events, you've got like brass bands playing, but there is also on the evenings, there is Christmas at Beamish on the nights as well. Just adds a little new dimension to it with the lights and things. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed the video, please comment below, like the video, and also press the subscribe button down below. We are off to Stockton Park tomorrow. If you'd like to have a look at our Stockton Park video, that's also down below. So take a look, and yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers, bye, see you later.